Hi folks, welcome to Hacks, Skills, and Mods. Thanks for watching today. In another installment in the series of knot tying, this is a figure 8 double loop or a figure 8 double bite. It's basically a figure 8 with an extra step. It's a very necessary knot. It's needed. I've used it many times myself. Where it comes into play is when you have a bite, this area right here, whatever it's wrapped around, the load that you're putting this way, this bend causes this rope to lose half of its strength. So just as an example, if you're using 550 cord, you now have 275 cord, because you have cut its load strength in half. 275 is half of 550. So what you need to do to bring it back to 550 is have two loops, okay, so that your load is shared between the two loops. Now you've got 550 strength in this spot right here. So what we're going to do, and we need a lot of rope on our looped end for tying this. The bigger diameter rope you're using, the more length of rope you're going to need. It does take up a good bit of rope to tie this knot. Okay, so we want to make our loop like so, and we want to pass again, just like we did with the standard figure 8, and we want to put our loop through that way. Okay, now this rope is really stiff to work with. Now we see our figure 8 right here. Okay, just like so. To go the next step and make it a double loop, we need to loosen it. We need to have a little bit of slack in it. In this end only, where your loop comes out, we need slack right here. So we take our loop, we double the rope back, and we put it back through the same place it just came out of. Okay, now this should be what you're seeing now. Okay, when we run that back through, I'm going to tighten this back up to give me some more rope slack here. When we run that back through, now we see I've got our two loops here. Okay, this is the loop we just ran back through. We want to open this loop and run it over the two loops. Okay, pull it straight back and pull this back through. Now we have a figure 8 here, see, and then our rope comes out and goes back around, and these are these pieces here, and they catch here. Now when this all gets loaded and tightened up, you have two bites, and because it's from the same piece here, when you pull on it, it self-centers, so you don't have one loop that's really long and one that's short, because that kind of defeats the purpose of a double bite figure 8. Okay, so that is a double loop or double bite figure 8, and this is about 12 or 14 feet of rope used in this space to make this knot. But the thing is, now when we're towing a vehicle or something of that nature, or towing a log, and we use this for the hitch of the vehicle, we can throw this over the trailer hitch, and now we have twice as much towing capability here and here, or in this end, divided by here and here. So if you put a heavy load on this knot, you're going to have a devil of a time getting it untied. It does tighten up very well, but that is part of these knots. They don't slip out, and tightening up is the opposite of slipping out. So anyway, young gentleman I was working with showing knots to a few months ago, I was showing him these and teaching him how to do them and letting him do them, letting him struggle and figure it out. And he got good with them just in an hour or so. He got really good with them. and smart little fella. And he looks at me and he says, I think I'm getting pretty good at this. And I said, yeah, you are. I agree with you. But I said, here's the thing. When you learn to tie these knots well, you go out and you tie these knots in the dark. When you learn to tie them well in the dark, you go out and you tie them in the rain. Once you've learned to tie them well in the rain, you go out and you tie them in the dark in the rain. And when you've done all that, you've mastered these knots. And he kind of looked at me and his eyes got big and he said, can you do that? And I said, yes, sir, I can. Because I have. I have done it. I know I can do it. And that's where you need to be. When you need to tie knots and you need to load things, strap things down, tie down, whatever, be able to carry things and distribute the weight between multiple people instead of just one, you need to know how to tie these and tie them right and right now without really having to think about it too much. So being able to tie them in adverse conditions is a big plus. And you know, just like anything with your gear, your clothes, whatever, it doesn't work the same when it's wet. It's not the same when you can't see good, i.e. the dark. So learn to tie these knots in the dark in the rain and you're good. Then you can do it. Then you can be confident. So thank you so much for watching my video today. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out a bunch. Thanks again to our veterans, and I mean all of them, from the Special Forces down to the chief cook and bottle washer. Every single one of you, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate your service. If you did a job in the military that wasn't exactly a glorious job, you were still a cog in the machine, and I respect you for it. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.